The Nintendo Drive is fueled by patrons at patreon.com/YumiCapri, and from the bottom of my heart, I am so grateful to the nearly 70 patrons who support us each and every month, with our special thanks to our Capremium producers, Dallas Ford, Lee Navarro, the fearless leader of the Phoenix Overdrive Extra Life team, and Jonathan Brown, the man behind the music on this show and the Xbox Drive. You can support Jonathan at youtube.com/PM Entertainment. Our platinum producers, Robbie Bobby Miller and Trucker Sloth. Our gold members, Argo, Benji Kong, Brendan Myers, Dallas Robbins, Dano, Emily O'Kelly, Foolish Fuji, Heather Boney, James Johnson, Joel Brooks, Jose Jimenez, Mac Time, Marcus O'Neill, Mr. and Mrs. Nasty Boots, RJ Kern, Skinny Matt, and Xavier Reyes. If you enjoyed this show and you'd like to support independent content, you can go to patreon.com/YumiCapri and choose the tier that's right for you. Now, on with the show. Hey everyone, it's me, Sean Capri. I'm in my car and you're listening to the Nintendo Drive. I'm on a Skype call with my friend Console Caito, the sauciest potato, and on our journey today... What is on our journey today? I don't even know. There's show notes and stuff. We'll talk about Nintendo news. There's some Animal Crossing stuff and some Pac-Man. Oh, and Tetris. There's a Tetris thing coming to Tetris 99. So jump on into the Nintendo Drive. Ball.
Here we go.
Hi, Sean.
We're not doing that over again. We're a one-take trick pony. I could have checked the show notes and tried to remember what we put together last night, but this is just how we do it. Caito, how are you doing?
That's how we do it. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I feel like we're just kind of in the doldrum days of summer here. But I was just thinking about and daydreaming a little bit about going to Rome, New York for Extra Life coming up in November, and just kind of want to throw it out there to anybody if you want to do that in person, get together. It could be fun, and people should tweet at me at Sean Capri just about that. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good.
Who doesn't want to go meet Sean Capri?
Seriously.
By the way,
and Caito, I'm just gonna say that you're going and like manifest this. Like you have no plans on going. I'm just trying to convince you. And if I say it publicly, just like when I got you to be part of this show, like that seems to be working. Hopefully it doesn't border too closely on harassment. But
just pressure me into doing things until I say yes.
So you cave, yeah.
We do have a lot of stuff to talk about today, so let's go ahead and clean the garage here a little bit. I want to remind everyone that you can listen to the Nintendo Drive and all of the Yumi and Capri podcast content over on YouTube, on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/YumiCapri. And we do have a YouTube comment this week that we wanted to highlight, and that comes from Lockleth. Not only is this a wonderful podcast to listen to on YouTube, but the intro always makes me laugh. Also, Caito is the potato queen, which is so sweet. I love Lockleth.
Lockleth is very sweet. I was
so
watching,
nice.
I've been thinking about our good friend Bobby Pauls a lot lately, and saw that she was on a podcast with Bobby a little while ago, actually, at this point. And it was so good. So to see this comment come up, it's like it all comes full circle as I was just watching that video, and then the comment came on, and it's all very nice.
So nice. Yes. We also have a podcast review over on Apple Podcasts from GoPack4, who says, best Nintendo podcast. I don't know about that, but I will take the compliment. Love the podcast. Thank you guys for helping me get through my workday. If Sean doesn't get an endorsement deal with Diet Coke soon, I will be pretty disappointed. I mean, honestly, Diet Coke, McDonald's, something.
Mm-hmm. Gasoline. Like
anything. Yeah. What kind of car do you drive?
Sponsorship.
Yeah.
A Toyota. Yeah, if Toyota wants to sponsor the shows, like I think that would be really nice as well. We could even switch. I would even drive a Prius. That'd be all right.
There you go.
Just to be a little bit more. I would absolutely drive a Tesla. I would love to drive that. I don't know where I would charge it. I don't know if that's like a thing here or like those quick charge stations that they have. Like I don't think I've ever seen one in real life. So that could be a bit of a challenge, but yeah, no, I'll plug it in at home. I don't care. I think those cars look awesome, and they have like video games in them now. Mm-hmm. They play games in them. So yeah, that would be a bit of a dream, actually.
I've only ever seen one of the charging stations.
Oh yeah, how long does it take? Like, how long are you sitting there for? I can't imagine that. Like, it takes that it could be any faster than filling a fuel of or like a gas tank.
Oh, it's not faster. I feel like you have to sit there for 15 or 30 minutes. I could be wrong.
That's a long
I've never
time.
had a Tesla, but
Yeah. One day. I would like that very much. Although that does sound super, super inconvenient. And how much, like, I don't know how much that costs. Maybe one day we'll explore this on one of our drives.
yes. But I guess you're sacrificing your time for your money that you're saving on gasoline. Although you just paid a lot of money to buy the car, so I don't know how much money you're actually saving.
I know. Do you really net out?
So I don't
But
know.
they're very fast and they're silent. They're very neat. They're nice cars. I would very much like one. But
Yes.
yeah, one day I'd like to really splurge on a car. It's just not really in the cards here. I'm just gearing up towards my midlife crisis where I buy a stupidly impractical vehicle. But
Yeah.
we're still. I got a truck, so it's not very fuel efficient. But it is very practical for us and our
A
lifestyle.
car would be kind of difficult for me to splurge on.
Yeah,
I would
same
like
here.
a nice car, but I don't want like super, super nice. I just want the basic nice. I want a nice like touchscreen thingy in the dashboard, which I have I have a backup camera right now. That's new for
kind of
this
game
car
changing.
that my grandmother gave me. So I've never had one of those before, and I was so excited to have that. But the basics, I want like leather seats. I have very low standards when it comes to what I want in a
What
car.
are you talking about? Leather seats and a touchscreen. I don't know if that's low standards. It's not high, but it's sort of medium
I don't want all
standards.
super, super fancy.
Sure.
I don't need any doors that flip upwards or anything
Right.
like that,
Okay, that's the upper echelon. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Part of me feels kind of nostalgic for like the aftermarket like radios, like the CD players that you'd
Yeah.
install in your cars and things like that.
The hand roll windows that you had to
Oh,
roll
yeah.
them up and down yourself. Those were the days.
My dad drove this car for the longest time. I should do the car on that. It was like a 1977 Volkswagen Rabbit, which is kind of like a Golf, and he had a sunroof, but it was a wind up sunroof. You'd have to turn the dial, like or turn the thing
yeah.
to open the sunroof. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. I mean, we used to have to do so much more to
I know.
get the basics, but
We definitely couldn't have recorded a podcast in that car.
That's
it was
true.
a diesel. It was very loud. There wasn't internet back in those days. Let
isn't
let
that
alone-
crazy?
Yeah.
We won't go too
Yeah.
far down that rabbit hole, but that's crazy.
Yeah. It's sort of like playing Nintendo. There's basically no internet.
There's no, you're right.
They must.
Oh my gosh.
They're like, we're still building games in 1980s, right? Like, no, guys, no.
Well,
We're almost
speaking
through
of playing
2021.
Nintendo,
Oh yeah,
have you played any Nintendo since
I
last
am
time we spoke?
so close to being done. I'm at the final bit of Skyward Sword, and honestly, Caito, I'm really proud of myself about
Yay.
this. Like, I'm actually going to beat the game. And you know me, like I'm all about like to-do lists. I have it on my to-do list for today to beat and complete Skyward Sword. And I'm really happy with it. I've had actually a really, really good time with it. And I've been tracking, I do this sometimes, like I pull up a walkthrough, not necessarily like walk me through the game, but just to see like how many chapters do I have left? Like how many bits of this thing do I have? So I don't want to do what Bryce did on the House of Mario, like get into too many spoilers.
Right.
But there's a repeating boss battle that I've now done all 3 of them. So that is finished. I'm really in the final dungeon. I think it's called Skykeep, and it's a really, really interesting dungeon. The way that it presents itself. Again, I don't want to ruin it too much, but I'm really enjoying it. And just before I got to this kind of final piece that I knew I was in for, like almost like a point of no return. Part of me was like a little bit sad. I'm like, I kind of want to keep playing this, which I think is a really good sign for the game that I've really enjoyed it. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll just start doing some of these side quests. And there's people that you can help out around Skyloft, and there's different like there's the cubes that are kind of laid out around on the surface that you hit with a Skyward Strike, and then they open up a magical chest in Skyloft. And I thought I might go complete some of those, and I did like 2 or 3 of these kind of side bits, and I really just stopped. Yeah. I'm like, I've really enjoyed the core of this game, but those add-ons feel like exactly that. They feel like an add-on that not really necessary, and I quickly got back on track towards finishing the game. So yeah, that's that's in the near future. But overall, I've had a surprisingly good time, and it seems like a real 180 from where I first was when they announced that this game was coming out, and I was like, this game's no good. I still have a lot of those same concerns about, like, the sky is pretty boring and that boss repeats 3 times over, but the cleanup that they did in this game, it's that much tidier that I don't feel like I've lingered in any one spot too long. And overall, I'm kind of coming out just really happy I played it, to be honest with you.
I'm glad that you like it, because after the 180 that you had with Mario Golf, the reverse,
the other way,
I'm happy that you are
I'm very
enjoying
dizzy.
it, and you have something else
around.
to play. Right. Oh my gosh. Yes. So that's good. I haven't played it yet. I don't think I'm going to. I don't know. I don't have time.
Yeah, it is tough, and I feel like with this game and maybe some others that are like it, like I must have had like one good gaming session where I got to put in like quite a few hours into it that got me progressing and really got me in momentum with the game, which had me thinking about it, which had me kind of coming back to it, and it kept me from getting distracted with anything else. Like I was playing this over things I probably should have been playing over in Xbox Land for the Xbox Drive, but here I am. I'm at the end, and I think Joey Splats is out there, and he just finished it. There's a lot of people kind of out there getting to the same parts of the game at about the same time, and that's kind of half the fun for me. Like the game itself is super fun, and then seeing other people experiencing it. And I've taken a huge amount of screenshots with this, and I almost want to put those together in some sort of like digital photo book of some sort.
Right. Well, what do you have planned for your next Nintendo game?
Monster Hunter Stories 2 is going to be my next deep dive. I'm not too far into it. I haven't actually touched that since the last time that we chatted. But I've got a road trip coming up, and my wife really likes to drive, so I will sit in the passenger seat, and I will be playing Switch while my kids read books and play tablet in the back. So
nice.
I've got some time carved out for some more games coming up.
That is exciting. I've been playing Animal Crossing.
Shocking.
I'm not going to bore everyone with my Animal Crossing talk, but
well, new stuff has happened, like you and you just put out a video as well, like maybe in relation to what we chatted about last week on the updates, and there's a bunch of stuff happening. Like I don't know, I can't remember. Maybe we're getting into the news here, but like data mining, there might be other stuff kind of happening. So maybe we'll just tie it all in together.
Yeah, let's just shift into our news stories here. So the first one is about Animal Crossing. If you haven't heard, more data mines have come out. This is where people go in and they get the information that's coded into the game. And this data mine has existed for a while now, about a cafe, tons of things hinting towards Brewster coming in a future update. And I 100% believe it. I believe it's coming.
I'm so surprised. You never take this stance. You never believe anything is coming. I don't know. Like
a data mine is a data mine, though.
I guess, but it's still like you're right. But it's like it's still a hint. It's like text references some of these things, but there's not I guess that is enough of a smoking gun, maybe.
Right, but there have been so many other things that were data mined previously that have now come true, like getting the pumpkins, and in previous data mines as well, there have been hints of more crops and things like that. I think like corn, sugarcane, potatoes. I think all of that's coming eventually too.
Interesting.
But also, this recent update when they released the new boba coffee, boba tea, all of that stuff was in a previous data mine too. No one knew what it was because the way that they code it is just letters. But people have figured out like capital letter means the start of a new word and all this stuff. And so when you go back, you can see where one of them stands for boba coffee, one of them stands for boba tea, or whatever the item names are. They coincide with a previous data mine. So I think it's coming true. I think it'll be...
How do people even go about doing this? Like, how do you even read those files? Like, I don't understand any of this, you know? But does this ruin, like, do you, and maybe, I don't know if this deemed a spoiler warning, if people don't want to know stuff that are coming, it'll be interesting to see if anybody comments on that. But like, does that feel like spoilers to you when you see something like that? Or is that like,
I don't feel like anything Animal Crossing is a spoiler. Maybe
Sure.
that's just me, but I mean, I feel like it's pretty well known. Like, hey, I mean, especially things that have previously happened in previous games. Like, it's not like
Right.
Brewster is some new NPC. Maybe if they data mine something like that, like, oh, there's this new character coming that's going to do all this stuff, or maybe I would feel a little bit more spoiled. But then again, not really, because they're going to announce it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's going to be some hidden thing. So they also, I can't remember if we talked about this last time. Did we talk about the Halloween items that came out?
No, but I saw you did
Maybe
a
by
video
accident.
on it. I think you did a video, maybe, and maybe we referenced that. But that is what I was thinking of. Yeah, like what else? What else is coming? But is that part of the update that they did, and you did a little time travel? Is that what happened?
Well, yes and no. I wonder. So you can time travel to October to get them.
Yeah.
They didn't announce that that was going to be in there. So I don't know if it was an accident that those items are in there. I'm hoping that it's not. That's all we're getting.
Right.
Because I think the event is still locked for
Yeah, that
the
makes
31st.
sense.
So I'm hopeful that we'll get more stuff for Halloween. I love the new Halloween stuff so much that I've already started a Halloween island,
Oh
which I
my
never
gosh.
anticipated doing. So now I've got 3 islands I'm doing. So it's
You need to be stopped. You need to be
be.
stopped. This is. Although I don't actually want that. I'm totally joking. But like, it's amazing you have an entire island dedicated to this Halloween theme. Like, if it were me, it'd be like a room in my house.
Right.
You know, it could be like in the basement kind of thing.
Oh,
Which
no.
now that the more I do talk to you about this, like I do want to jump back in a little bit. Like maybe I should go back and finish my house a little bit. Like I don't have anything in there.
You should. How many villagers do you have?
I don't know, whatever I ended up with, like at the end when you roll credits, like that's where I'm at. I have enough to have gotten KK to sing us a couple songs, and that's where I'm at in the
And
game.
then you just quit.
Yeah, pretty much. It felt like it was contained. Now it's like now I'm getting into terraforming. I can paint the ground or whatever, and I don't know what to do. Like I really have a huge amount of like respect and admiration for what you do, because like I don't even know where to start. And everything looks so good, and everything that I'll do, like it'll take me years to do. I won't be very efficient at it, and then I'll be like, okay, there, and it'll look ridiculous. Like
No, it won't.
it'll look awful. Yes, it will. It absolutely will. I can promise you that. So that might be part. That's part of the reason why I didn't like kind of continue on. I need to
challenge you to build something and have it on my YouTube channel.
That's a good idea. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, because I was gonna say I like Dragon Quest builders too. Like I like the quest nature of it. Like it's very, I don't know, prescriptive, I guess. Like go do this, and I'm like, I will have fun doing that. That sounds great, and it involves building and all those things. Like there's certain things I had to do in that game to have like a certain room with whatever bits and pieces and decorations in there to make it that room and check off that box. I like that kind of stuff that doesn't really exist in Animal Crossing. But if you create a bit of a meta game for me, then I could see myself jumping into that too.
Yeah, I feel like the open-endedness is a little intimidating to some
For
people.
me, definitely.
Yeah, where it's just like, okay, what now? I think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards theming their islands. It's like once you've beaten the game, it's like, okay, what next? Let me pick a theme and let me decorate in that theme, just so you have some sort of guidance. Ooh, this is a good little train of thought I'm having right here. Maybe I should make a video about this. But I think that's a lot of it. It's like, okay, we all need just a little bit of guidance sometimes on what are we going to do next? Mm-hmm. So when a game doesn't have that, it's just like, okay.
You could do like a weekly video on this, like your
Yeah.
Caito's weekly challenge. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to that.
Sorry about the Animal Crossing rant. We do have other news stories today. So the next Tetris 99 Maximus Cup is going to be The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD and begins on August 6th, starting at 12 a.m. Pacific and ends at midnight on August 9th. I know you're excited about this. I think I saw you tweeting about it, right?
I'm setting a reminder for myself actually right now. I'm just in line at the drive-thru. You guys might be wondering like, why haven't I gotten a drink just yet? I'm just waiting for the right time. But I need to add a reminder to myself. What did you say? August 6th is this thing?
August 6th, yes.
Okay, yes. Tetris 99. I love these Maximus Cups. They are just enough to get me to like kind of poke my head in, remind myself that Tetris 99 is one of like the best things on Switch. Honestly, I mean it's Tetris. And I'll go get my theme. I'll go collect it. I think that's awesome. It's totally free if you have Nintendo Switch Online. I think the theme looks really good. The music looks really good. And this is again totally opposite opinion of what the last Maximus Cup was, which was Mario Golf, and it was terrible, just like the game. That's
so what happens? Tell me a little bit. What happens during a Maximus Cup? Is it just what is it? Is it a tournament, and then you get like a skin?
Yeah. So what you'll do, like starting on August 6th, every game that you play, you have to select it. There's all those other different modes, but you select it. It should be the first thing that pops up. And every time that you play a game of Tetris 99, you'll earn points depending on how you finish. So if you finish like 99th, you might get like 1 or maybe 5 points. But if you finish, 10th or something like that, then you'll get maybe 20 or 25 points. And so you keep playing until you earn 100 points. And at that point, then you earn that skin. So you can play anytime in the future, you play Tetris 99, you can apply that Skyward Sword skin, or I have a Fire Emblem skin, I have a Splatoon skin, like all the ones I've been earning over this time. I can then play with that music, which is personalized to me, and everybody who plays Tetris 99 can customize their experience in that way. So it's great because, like I said, it doesn't cost you anything. It's not like a battle pass or anything like that you have to like buy into. You play maybe an hour worth of Tetris 99, you get this skin with the music and the cool shaped Tetraminos.
You
or
think I'm
going to
get 100 points in an hour?
Maybe
I'm going to have to play 100
90
games.
minutes. Well, then you'll get better. Like you'll probably it forces you to practice a little bit.
Load into games, and I think I've played it once.
You're good at Tetris.
No,
you're
I'm
good
not.
at Tetris. Oh, you would. Oh, I mean, if you're good at Halo, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yeah,
you play Tetris 99.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's coming out, but Nintendo is shutting down Dr. Mario World for mobile on November 1st of 2021. So if anyone's playing Dr. Mario World, I don't know who is.
I was going to say
you need to stop.
You need to get in your final games. And one of the reasons I want
is it? I was trying to look and see what the game was about.
It's Dr. Mario, but it's upside down. It's on your phone. Like,
if you play, comment below.
Yeah,
and let me
please
know why.
do. It. So I guess you've never played it. Like, did you even know that this was a thing, and now you're realizing that it's shutting down?
I did not know it was a thing.
Yeah. I played it like once and was just. I don't know why they did it this way. Like, I just don't understand. There's so many games that Nintendo has that would translate perfectly to a mobile experience, and they just like bugger it up, and I don't get it. It's so frustrating. And we still don't really have like a Dr. Mario like real game on Switch. You can play it on the NES Switch Online thing. You can play the original one. But man, that would be so much better to have on your phone. I would always be playing just a traditional, regular, really good Dr. Mario on my phone. Oh, no, thank you. Can I please just get 2 large Diet Cokes? That's all. Thank you. Caito, they are tempting me with like a delicious burger offer.
I heard your excitement.
I almost wanted to tell her I'm just trying to like get my eating under control. I almost just like completely opened up to the drive-thru lady.
What kind of burger was it?
I couldn't even, like some sort of chicken thing. I couldn't even like really like concentrate. I was also yelling at you about Dr. Mario. I don't know. I'll have to listen back. I have no idea,
you want
but
to play
it's a grilled
Dr. Mario
something.
On mobile.
Dr. Mario on my phone. It would have been good. Failed experiment by Nintendo.
What's wrong with this one?
It's upside down. So you know how like
down?
So when you play Dr. Mario, it's like a Tetris game. You know, you've got the things kind of going from the top and everything floats down. In Dr. Mario, you pick the orientation of your pills or whatever, and you set it and it floats up. It's I couldn't get over that. It is very bizarre. I don't understand why they did it that way. Which is
I don't know if that's
even
a big enough deal to be adamantly opposed to it.
Oh, it's enough for me. Have you listened to me like rant about Nintendo in the past? It doesn't take a lot, to be honest
Just
with you.
flip your phone around.
Well, what? I guess I never really tried that. I'll have a couple. I should try that before next week to see if that actually changes my opinion of it. I don't think that
Lock it.
I haven't played in a while. And maybe there's a reason for that I'm not remembering at this moment. Yeah, that's me. But I wanted to. Thank you. I wanted to ask you, as I laugh my face off in front of a person as I'm paying on debit here, like what you think overall of like the mobile stuff that they've. Thank you. Like all of this stuff, it seems like are they done? Are they going to keep going? Do you want to see them keep going with mobile? Mario Run was sort of a weird experiment that I enjoyed, that not a lot of other people enjoyed. Animal Crossing, of course, with Pocket Camp, they actually continue to update that. So yeah, the reason I wanted to put this in the notes was kind of broaden it out a bit.
Yeah.
To go talk mobile.
I am not a mobile gamer, despite me loving handheld gaming, which is kind of strange. But I feel like my phone is just such a separate device. I don't like it. I don't like wasting my battery on mobile gaming.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot to do with it. I also, when I'm gaming, I like to have something else open. So normally I'll like have my phone playing a podcast or a YouTube video or something like that. So it's just, I don't know. Mobile gaming is just not for me. So I would prefer they didn't put any more money or effort into mobile gaming. I mean, especially Pocket Camp. Bring all of your Pocket Camp people over to New Horizons and have them
wouldn't it
move
be great
all
for those
of
to
that
speak
stuff
together?
Over there.
Like, isn't there
if you
maybe
could
somebody...
sync it, there are some items that you can sync over from Pocket Camp, but it's 5 items maybe. But if you could sync even more, oh my gosh, just think of that.
Yeah.
If you could earn it on Pocket Camp and then get it in your New Horizons game, that would be amazing. Again,
I feel like there's something with Pokemon, like with Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee and Pokemon Go. I feel like, I kind of put this out there for somebody to like close the loop for me, but I think that is a thing.
yeah.
Like Pokemon Go links up into that stuff as well. I'm not sure.
It all routes back to the Animal Crossing Treasure Island situation.
Right.
Anything that has to do with items, I just don't think they're ever going to do it because of the Treasure Islands and people getting items that way. And I don't know why that is so different in Animal Crossing than any other Nintendo game. I have no idea why that's kind of the culture in Animal Crossing. I don't know if it has to do with the cloud saving. Like, I know they all play into each other, but I don't really understand what started first. I didn't deal with any of that when I was playing New Leaf. However, I know I've heard Bobby and Holly talk about it, how there was some kind of like, I don't want to call it a black market. There was there was a lot of that going on in New Leaf as well.
Right.
So I don't know what it is about Animal Crossing that it's like that.
Doesn't make any sense. You're asking the good questions.
But I mean, at the same time, I benefit from that because I get items that I want. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. But no, I could care less if they made another mobile game.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I wonder, and I guess I just wonder, like, because it seemed like that was maybe a thing of focus back when it wasn't, like, Nintendo might not have been sure about, like, the success of the Switch. Like, that was still kind of, even in the Wii U days when we really got, like, Miitomo or whatever the heck the first one was called. So I wonder if, like, now that they have the Switch as just a rock-solid performer for them, like, do they even need to keep going with mobile? I think the answer is probably no, and they just focus on the Switch at this point.
Mm-hmm. What they need to focus on is making the cloud saving as good as it can be, so everyone can get a Switch Lite, and we can all just. I unboxed some cases for my Switches today that a company sent me. I have a video coming out this week about it.
Ooh!
And I got one for my Switch Lite, which I never play on anymore. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, with this cute little case on it, I want to use it. but I can't because cloud saving doesn't work right. So
that's what I'm talking about.
It's very frustrating. It's like I have to pick which, and I know this is such a first world problem because I have multiple Switches, but I have to like pick which console a certain game is going to be on.
Yeah.
In order to play
that drives
it.
me crazy.
It's ridiculous.
That drives me crazy. Yes.
Anyways.
I'll restrain.
That's enough. Well, I think we
I'm
talk
trying to
about that
download Dr.
every
Mario
week.
World. I'm actually trying to connect to the McDonald's Wi-Fi in the parking lot here, and I need to get a little closer, I think, to the building, but it's not going to go. So I might have to update you next week.
Yes,
on
definitely
why
do
this
that.
game is no good.
Well, we are getting some new content for both Pokemon Snap and Pac-Man 99. So Pokemon Snap is getting content on August 3rd. The free update will add 20 new Pokemon to capture on film, as well as 3 new courses, a new location at the Florio Nature Park called Secret Side Path, Mighty Wide River, and Barren Badlands. Those are cute names.
That is awesome, and that all sounds exactly what all of us want for games like Mario Golf, by the way. And it's funny because Pokemon Snap continues to be played in my house. Actually, just as I was leaving to do this, my wife was playing with the kiddos, and they are in love with that game. It's really awesome to see that we're getting more content because I know that they'll be very appreciative of that, and I'll be playing that with them. So I'm kind of hyped about this. I don't know. It's free. They probably could charge for these types of things. There's definitely other games that charge for like season passes and downloadable content, things like that. This is a free update. So as much as I bitch and complain about Nintendo and their ways, and I know this isn't like core Nintendo, but this it's kind of nice that this is kind of an old school way of just continuing to support a title with free new content just to keep you playing Pokemon Snap.
Imagine getting substantial new content for your game.
Imagine.
Must be nice.
I know. I mean, maybe the other side of the argument is like it was a full-priced photo taking game. You know, it's a pretty, like, maybe it was a front-loaded purchase.
There wasn't much content to begin with.
Not a ton, no. But no, this is really, this is awesome, and we just wish we should want for more of this kind of thing.
Well, and then Pac-Man 99, it did surpass 4 million downloads in 4 months, that's a lot.
That's a lot,
and
yeah.
There is new
it's free,
content
but
coming, but it didn't go into what content is coming, really. So,
Sure.
But at least that game is getting something as well. So let's
they
look at all
need like
these
a Maximus
games
Cup.
getting
They need something.
new stuff. So, okay, speaking of that, all these games are getting updates, all this new content. Do you have any hope for Mario Golf?
I mean, honestly, the thing that now breaks all sense of logic is what they did with Mario Party. So, like, anything is possible.
They just come out with another Mario Golf game.
Totally. Yeah, that's exactly what they'll do. They'll add tournaments, and then they'll sell us another Mario Golf with tournaments in it. I don't know. Like, it seems like they kind of just owe people a lot. They sold a ton of copies of that thing, but I'd be interested to see like how many people are actually still playing it. But I don't know. It feels so burned by that. I shouldn't say I would close my mind to playing it again, but I've deleted it off my Switch. Like, it's just gone until they do something with it. Yeah, it's gone. And I didn't even need the space. I'm just a spiteful person.
You just needed that, yeah. You just wanted to hit that delete save data button.
I hit it real hard, yeah. Deleted! Yeah, definitely. Made an explosion sound as it disappeared.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
Yep.
We do have a few questions this week. So first question comes from TPR on Discord. It says, yo, Sean and Caito, hope you two are doing well. Is there a time recently that you've decided to go back to previous entries in a franchise to prepare for the next game's impending release? I'm about to do this with 2D Metroids in preparation for Dread. Curious to hear your thoughts. Keep up the great work. That's so nice.
The first example that comes to mind for me actually isn't a Nintendo thing. It was actually for Dragon Age, where I was about to play the newest like Dragon Age Inquisition, and I played an hour of it and I went, no, I'm going back. And I played the first 2 games. That was probably the most like significant thing. But I'm thinking the exact same thing with this Metroid thing. I think I should probably go back and play it over again. The other example, actually another one, is on Switch. but started on Xbox, and I played it over there, was Ori. Before Ori and the Will of the Wisps, I played through Blind Forest, and that is a game that everybody on Switch should be playing. I think I saw that we didn't talk about in the notes today. There's a physical release with both games. Everybody should own that game. It is excellent, and Nintendo fans would absolutely adore it, especially if you're into like Metroidvania games. That game is wonderful. But I think I might actually have some time here to maybe do at least one Metroid game before October when the next one comes out.
Yeah.
I want to do Zero Mission. I never played Zero Mission.
Here's my thing about this. I don't have time to go back and play another game before I'm going to play the other game. So for me, I can't even think of a time where I've gone back. I mean, maybe I've gone and played an hour or two of a past game. Like, oh, I'm going to do this. And it was probably one of those things that I had it in my mind that I was going to play it, and then I didn't. What I will do is I will go watch someone else play the game. So I'll go watch a Let's Play or something, like if I need to refresh my memory on something.
Part of it is you don't want to get burned out on the game too. Like that's always going through my mind with this sort of thing. Like I don't want to, do it. Maybe it's a time thing as well, but yeah, do you get your fill on Metroid before you go play the new Metroid? That's definitely something that rolls through my mind because this happens oftentimes. The next game, the sequel is coming out. Like, do you go back and play the other one? I don't know. Like, you're kind of doubling up your time on that in that world. Like, even Mass Effect is an example. Mass Effect came out again on Xbox, but I played through the first game and I'm like, I don't think I want to jump right into the second game. It's a lot of Mass Effect.
Yeah.
So
there's also that aspect of if I don't have previous experience with a game, like if I don't have some sort of nostalgia with it, it's very hard for me to go back and play. I'm not a retro gamer, so it's hard for me to go back and play something if it's not a newer game that I haven't previously played, if that makes any sense. So like for Metroid games, I don't feel like I would be able to go back and play like the original Metroid games at this point because I never played them.
That's too far.
I don't have any nostalgia for them. I have no interest in doing that. So, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. We have a question from Todd Oxtra at Toxtra on Twitter. Which Nintendo franchises or games do you wish would go to another developer? I'd love it if Nintendo gave Eternal Darkness to the Resident Evil team.
Ooh, that's a really good one.
Not to steal something from Sweet Hangs from this week, but Star Fox can go to someone else.
just anybody else.
Anyone else, just take Star Fox and do something with it because it's so good.
Yeah.
The characters
honestly,
are so good.
That's kind of where my mind goes first with this question too, is like what franchises are laying dormant? Like there's certain things like maybe Mario Golf, give that to anybody else as well, but that's sort of maybe too soon. But yeah, like which ones do we want to like revive? I think like Pilot Wings would be an interesting one to kind of bring back.
I loved Pilot Wings.
Pilot Wings is so much fun. I think that would be great. And I don't know exactly who I would give it to, but the other one that the first thing that came to mind when I saw this question was F-Zero. And I would love to see F-Zero come back. And this might be a weird one because I don't know that they necessarily do anything like this arcadey, but like Codemasters are great with racing games, and I think you could almost like give it to like a side team over on Codemasters. They do Grid and the Dirt games and F1. They do a bunch of F1 games, so they really specialize in racing games. I think that would be kind of interesting, but not really in Nintendo's like stable of developing teams. So those are the games I want to come back and just give to somebody else. I love the Eternal Darkness. Did you ever play that on GameCube?
I did not. It
is just a bizarre... That one I actually would give to Kojima, actually. I mean, if we could really be like just playing with whatever. Because it's a game that it's like a horror game that it fools you into thinking that it's taking control of your TV. And I think this is the one that maybe a spoiler, it pretends to delete your save game.
What?
And it like takes control. Like it breaks the fourth wall. It like adjusts the volume on your TV. Like it does all these things that just make you go like, maybe I'm losing my mind. It's a very, very cool game that did really interesting things that you'd think you'd see more of, to be honest with you, but very much reminds me of like Metal Gear Solid, where Psycho Mantis reads your memory card or will move the controller by shaking it, like things like that. I love that. So it's a good call by Todd on that.
Why isn't there more of that? That's really interesting.
Seriously. Yeah, well, because you can sell 4 million copies of a crappy Mario Golf instead. That's why.
So bitter.
Why think harder than that?
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Okay.
little bitter.
Sam Teddy Bear at Shebas Are Pure on Twitter asked, what do you think is the most underrated Nintendo game on any console?
Oh, that's a good question.
Wave Race.
Do you think it's underrated? I mean, maybe just not remembered.
No one
at
knows
this
about
point?
it. I mean, the people we talk to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I mean, if I did a poll on my stream, for example,
Yeah,
I would be willing to bet that 90% of people don't know what Wave Race is.
probably. And it's probably 20 years older than most of the people watching
Right.
the stream. Waiver. I think like games like Clay Fighter, I think is underrated and underappreciated. Maybe underappreciated. It's probably rated totally appropriately because it's not the strongest fighter, but definitely pretty fun.
Clay Fighter is one of the only fighters. Like if they brought Clay Fighter back, I would play a fighter.
I think I saw like, wasn't it Interplay that made that game? And I think they were like making a comeback or something. I feel like there's something there. Clay Fighter was so much fun. And especially back in the 90s when like, what is that called? Clay animation. What is it called?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. That was all the rage, like Wallace and Gromit videos and things like that. So fun. But the game that came to mind first when I saw this question come in was Blast Core. It was a rare game on N64. It is an excellent, super fun game that actually you can play on Xbox now as part of Rare Replay. And just an arcadey-ass arcade game. You drive a truck and it's got like a rocket attached where you're trying not to explode things. It is super, super fun. Definitely an underrated. This is going to be a whole show, honestly. Like we could come with like our top 5 or top 10 like underrated games or not remembered like deep cuts from back in the day.
Yeah, well, this is not a Nintendo game, and this is not the question. But you know what game I want?
Speaking of video games,
You know what game I want to come to the Switch so bad? I don't remember who predicted this for E3, and it didn't come. And I was so upset because I just wanted them to will it into existence. Fusion Frenzy.
ooh,
That would
yeah,
be such a good Switch game. I want it to happen so bad. Anyways,
Yeah,
that doesn't have anything to
Xbox.
do with that question. Xbox game.
Also, speaking of things that don't have anything to do with that question, I just took a sip of my quote-unquote Diet Coke. This is Coke Zero.
I
Okay.
love Coke Zero. That's the superior
Not
choice.
impressed. Well, it's definitely not. It's definitely not Diet Coke. I might have to take another sip. This might be legit Coke, and I don't know what these people are trying to do. Like, give me diabetes or something.
Yeah.
There's too much liquid, and this is a gigantic container of sugar potentially. So there you go.
You could drive back
Chelsea's
around.
not going to be very happy about this. No, I'm nearly
You're-
back
you
home
can't,
almost.
okay.
Yeah, got to go back to
You
work.
took
pretty
too
soon here.
long.
I don't like. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be sipping while I already interrupt the show enough with this stupid drive-through bit. So
No. Okay, we got one more question from Tech Mike Reviews at Tech Mike Reviews on Twitter. What is your favorite couch co-op game? It can be on any Nintendo platform.
ooh.
This is hard
You know
for
what I
me
will-
because Todd won't play games with me.
Oh, Todd, come on. We need to start a change.org for that.
Right.
Todd, we need a petition. We need to send around for Todd. Can you imagine you just like present him with like this? I don't even know. You know, I got
You are
100,000 signatures
Yeah.
for this thing.
Oh my gosh.
That
But
is tough. You know, like, yeah, we used to have like friends over, you know, and we used to have like sleepovers and stuff like that. I kind of like, I go about this a couple ways. One, there's like, when you think about like single player games that you share with somebody else, I think it is kind of the most special thing. Like, I was just talking about Pokemon Snap, and playing that with the kids is really fun. It's not, you wouldn't think of that as a couch co-op game, but you kind of like, you take turns.
Right.
I think is super fun to do it that way. And of course, like Super Mario, just the old game, even Mario 3, just going back and forth between like Mario and Luigi, and especially the way they kind of changed that over the first couple of games, where it was much more collaborative, I think, in Mario 3 versus because you'd beat a level and then the other person could continue on, you'd leapfrog over each other. But
Right.
those are the games that kind of came to mind for me, at least at the start. But yeah, like Mario Party, of course, we can keep it on Nintendo, I think.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed Snipper Clips when the Switch first came out.
Oh, good one.
And then I'll talk about, so the ones I've played recently, not couch co-op, but online co-op, were Overcooked. Any of the Overcooked games, I love them. And Super Mario 3D World.
Oh,
Such
I
a
love,
good game.
my God, it is such a good game, honestly. And that is one of the saving graces, I think, for this year, honestly.
Yeah.
Like for 2021 is the fact that game actually came out. Of course, Mario Kart
Mario, yeah.
seems like kind of a no-brainer. Yeah.
Everyone plays that. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So those are mine. Those are yours. We like co-op.
Those are mine.
We like games.
We like it. Really, there should maybe even be. I feel like there should almost be like a stronger presence there, because like online co-op is almost non-existent, or online gaming on Switch is almost non-existent. But there you go. Yeah, Snipper Clips is a great example.
I love Snipper Clips. We played a little, so I did convince Todd to play a little bit of that. We were playing that
Nice.
and Bomberman, which wasn't good.
Yeah,
just
no,
because
that was early on.
I really liked Bomberman growing up, but this one just did not, wasn't for me. So
I wish I had somebody to play Smash with, honestly. I think maybe in the next year or so, Lincoln might be a little bit more into something like that, because I would love to, kind of like Pokemon, I'm going to be using my kids to get into stuff that I'm missing out on. I'd love to play more Smash. I think that would be super fun. ARMS, also, speaking of fighting games, ARMS is really, really good.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my underrated game and my couch co-op game
Right.
for today. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's enough gushing
go.
over every
That's
Nintendo
enough.
game ever released. Where can everyone find you on the internet, Sean?
You can find me on Twitter at Sean Capri, at Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. I gotta say, Caito, this might be our best episode we've ever done. And if people agree, they can go to patreon.com/Yumi Capri and support this show and a whole bunch of other stuff. We do the Xbox Drive, we do the PlayStation Drive, a bunch more shows over there. And again, youtube.com/Yumi Capri to watch and listen to all of our content over there.
And you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at Console Caito. That is all for episode 15 of the Nintendo Drive. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, make sure you go and download Dr. Mario World before November 1st. Flip your phone upside down so you can play normally and enjoy.